Hello, fellow collectors. Frank here, back with another TTM Success video. TTM standing for Through the Mail Success Autographs. I have 3 in the box today. 3 in the box. Let's get right out of here. I hope you're having a good day, the day before Super Bowl Sunday. Alright, let's get right at it. First in the box, we have a 2-for-1 in 9 days. This was for a $10 fee out of Miami, Florida. We have Mr. Camilo Pasqual on this 1954 Topps reprint. And nice looking blue ink there. And he also signed my letter. Thank you, Camilo Pasqual. Thank you, Mr. Pasqual. This is Camilo Alberto Pasqual Luz. He was born on Saturday, January 20th, 1934 in Havana, Cuba. He's 87 years old, just turned 87 recently. Happy birthday, Mr. Pasqual. Camilo Pasqual, although otherwise known as Camille or by the nickname Little Potato, which is after his older brother, brief major leaguer Carlos Pasqual, whose nickname in Cuba was Patato. The nickname Little Potato derives from a sloppy translation originating from the Cuban slang term potato, loosely equivalent to shorty. Older brother Carlos Pasqual, who was a career minor leaguer who had a cup of coffee as a pitcher with the Washington Senators in 1950, making 2 starts, was actually fairly short in stature, listed at 5'6". So-called Little Potato was listed at 5'11" during his playing careers. Camilo Pasqual was a right-handed pitcher, primarily a starter during his career that played 18 seasons in the majors, 54 to 71 with the Washington Senators and Minnesota Twins mostly, and he also had brief stints with the Cincinnati Reds, Los Angeles Dodgers, and Cleveland Indians at the end of his career. During his career, he was recognized around the league having considerable natural talent. He pitched overhand with good control and excellent fastball, and one of the most devastating curveballs ever seen on the professional diamond, which the great hitter Ted Williams described as the most feared curveball in the American League. Mr. Pasqual holds a major league record in the last opening day for the old Washington Senators before they moved and became the Minnesota Twins in 1961. Pasqual set an opening day record with 15 Ks versus the Boston Red Sox on Monday, April 18, 1960 in Washington. This opening day record still stands more than 60 years later despite several close challenges. Twice by big lefty Hall of Fame pitcher Randy Johnson in 93 and 96. With the Mariners, he had 14 Ks each time. And a more recent challenge by Indians pitcher Shane Bieber, who had 14 Ks in 2020 opening day. Pasqual's career really took off when the Senators became the Twins in 1961. I'm going to put his career stats up there. He had 3 straight seasons leading the league in strikeouts and during that time, and won 20-plus games, 2 consecutive seasons, and 62 and 63. After his playing career, he spent a 3-year stint, started in 78 as a pitching coach for skipper Gene March of the Angels, and he was a very successful scout for the Oakland Athletics and Los Angeles Dodgers starting in the 80s. And one of the biggest, one of his signings was he was responsible for signing Cuban-born Jose Canseco, whom he inked in 1982, and he also was responsible for Dodgers signings of Alex Cora, Omar Dahl, Mario Quiero, and Venezuelan outfielder Franklin Gutierrez. His brother Carlos Pasqual, who passed away in 2011, also served as a professional scout with the Yankees, Orioles, and Mets, and claims one jackpot signing in 1982 as well, in the person of celebrated Mets hurler Dwight Doc Gooden, Dr. K. So his brother signed Dr. K. And Mr. Camilo Pasqual signed Jose Canseco. So thank you very much, Mr. Pasqual. It is quite appreciated. Very much. Next in the box here, we have a 4 for 4 in 10 days. I threw in a $2 donation in there, and this is out of Provo, Utah. This is Mr. Vance Law on this 1981 Topps Pirates Future Star for the set, along with catching great, some good pitcher and Pascual Perez on that, and Tony Pena. And here we have it on a 1983 Flair with the White Sox. And we have it on the 1986 Leaf with the Expos. And on the 1989 Flair with the Cubs. This is Vance Aaron Law. He was born on October 1st, 1956 in Boise, Idaho. He's the son of former Major League pitcher Vern Law, the 1960 NL Cy Young Award winner with the World Champion Pirates, nicknamed the Deacon. Growing up, Vance Law's hero was Willie Stargell, who was also a teammate with his father, Vern Law, at the tail end of his 16-year career. So a story goes that Mr. Vance Law used to play Pepper in the bullpen in right field at the old Ford Field with the Mr. Stargell. So Mr. Stargell would come up and ask young Vance at 7, 8 years old if he wanted to play some Pepper. So along with playing Pepper in the outfield with Willie Stargell in the bullpen, he also enjoyed watching him hit the mammoth home runs over the right field roof at Forbes. So he grew up around baseball. Vance was nicknamed the long arm of the law. He was a right-handed hitting third baseman and second baseman and played 11 seasons. 1980 to 91 in the majors with the Pittsburgh Pirates, Chicago White Sox, Montreal Expos, Chicago Cubs, and his final season in 91 with the Oakland A's. He was drafted in the 39th round of the 1978 MLB draft by the Pittsburgh Pirates at Brigham Young University. Law made his major league debut on June 1st, 1980 at Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh against the New York Mets, getting 1 hit and 5 at-bats with a double to right off a reliever, Tom Huisman. Regarding the hit, Vance states a kind of a funny story here about the hit. So Willie Stargell was on this team at the time. So his story goes, when I came off the field, they presented me with the ball, and my joy went to shock when I began to read what was written on it. I would never be able to show it to anyone, let alone my wife or my parents. They had written curse words all over it. After a few seconds of watching my response, they busted up laughing, and Willie Stargell, my childhood hero, was playing first base, presenting me with my first hit ball. He has great penmanship and wrote up the game situation and signed it for me. It was a real treasure for me. So it was a dummy ball with cuss words swearing on it, and Vance Law was kind of a straight-laced kid. He was a Mormon. His father was a Mormon minister, so that was kind of a funny story that I read. So Mr. Law was a career .256 hitter with 71 home runs and 26 triples and 193 doubles. And after his career, he coached for 12 years with the Brigham Young University baseball team. He was a 2001 Mountain West Conference Coach of the Year. Spent some time in the White Sox organization as a special assistant player development. And he's currently a bench coach with the Class A Lake County Captains in the Cleveland Indians organization. So thank you very much, Mr. Law. I do appreciate it. Last in the box here, but not least, we have a 1 for 1 in 13 days, no fiata. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, we have Mr. Charlie Thompson. And this is on the 1954 Topps reprint card. This is Charles Lamont Thompson. He otherwise goes by the name Tim, and I think some of his other baseball cards have the name Tim Thompson on it. He was born on March 1st, 1924 in Coalport, Pennsylvania. He is soon turning 97, so wow, happy birthday, Mr. Thompson, ahead of time. He was a left-handed bat and right-handed thrown catcher that played 4 seasons in the majors. 54 to 58 with the Brooklyn Dodgers, Kansas City Athletics, and Detroit Tigers. Before going pro, Mr. Thompson served in the Navy during World War II from 1943 to 1945, where he was part of a 10-man crew that manned a lighter-than-air K-class blimps that patrolled the U.S. Pacific coast for subs and mines. The crew took shifts piloting the ship. He was based out of a Moffett Federal Airfield in Silicon Valley. When he wasn't on the blimp, he ran the base's athletic department and played some baseball, though he didn't really have major league aspirations at the time. So thank you very much for your service, Mr. Thompson. He played with while he was in the Navy, he played with a lot of former professional baseball players, and he was noticed by a scout of the Pittsburgh Pirates while playing baseball in the Navy, who told the scout for the Brooklyn Dodgers about him. He signed with the Brooklyn Dodgers before the '47 season. He spent 7 seasons in the Dodgers minor league system before making his major league debut with them at the age of 30. Interesting stories here. He was sent to work with major league pitchers quite a bit and became friends with the left arm of God, Sandy Koufax. One time when they sent Koufax to the Puerto Rican League with him because they wanted Sandy to learn how to throw a breaking ball. Koufax had a great arm, but he couldn't throw a breaking ball. So Thompson recounted a story regarding teaching Koufax how to throw a spitter. So he states, "One night I asked Sandy, 'Do you ever throw a spitter?' He said, 'What are you talking about?' 'Well, you spit up a little bit on your hands, on your fingers, and you just touch the end of the ball with your fingers lightly, and the ball will move different directions.' He said he'll try it. I gave him the sign for that, and he threw the ball. And as true as I'm sitting here, you could see the ball coming with stuff flying off of it. Empire grabbed a hold of me and said, 'What was that?' I said. I said, 'What are you talking about?' He said, 'That ball, what was on that ball?' I said, 'I don't know. Let's see,' and I tried to wipe it off. Sandy had spit on the middle of his hand, and the ball was soaking with spit on the ball. So that was funny. After with the Dodgers, he spent 2 seasons with the Athletics. Best season came in '56. 92 games, he had 272 with homer and 27 RBIs. In total, Thompson appeared in 187 major league games, hit 238. He drove in 47 runs and scored 49. At the catcher position, he had a lifetime fielding percentage of .986, 10 errors, and 696 chances. He was the only notable as the first catcher in the National League to wear eyeglasses. After his career, he spent 30 years scouting for the St. Louis Cardinals. Thompson's credit with signings of a number of players including Tom Herr, Ricky Hurton, Clay Kirby, Brian Jordan, and John Mabry. So thank you so much, Mr. Thompson. I do appreciate it. So thank you all for joining me today on another TTM Success video. I want you to thank Mr. Thompson here, Mr. Camilo Pasqual, Mr. Vance Law. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate all of you out there. Hope you're having a good day. Hey, Mr. Thompson did answer some questions, but unfortunately I can't read the writing. I think that said Joe something there. If anybody can read that, let me know. Really like this. I think that might say something Smith. I don't know. The markers seem to be kind of thick and didn't really come out too clearly. But if anybody can decipher that, let me know. I do appreciate though, Mr. Thompson, taking your time to do that. It is quite appreciated. So take care. God bless. Peace.